In this video, I'm gonna explain how efficiently you can install flagstones, which we make here in the shop. This is manufactured flagstone. We mix this with S-type mortar mix and a little bit of a thin set, like a quarter bucket of thin set, to make it like a little bit mushier than just if it was only the mortar. Of course, as you can see, this is blue because we have put the blue bonding agent all around. And as you can see, I make a little bit of air pockets in the mud, and then I tuck it in onto the concrete. So when I'm putting the stone on the top, the mud is gonna have this suction. These areas are gonna create some suction cups. Smear some mud on the back with your margin trowel. You can see we are piecing everything together, and the general rule I'm following is that every 2-3 feet sections of lines or grout lines I'm breaking up with the other stone, and then when I'm finding a piece, this is parallel to that, so it's gonna be like a half-inch, 3/4 of an inch joint line. And then if you have like a couple of pieces, areas where you have to fill up, that's fine. So you play and move your stone accordingly, and then when you find the right position, all you have to do is just trace it out with your margin trowel, so you will know where you have to put your mud. And then you fill that area with mortar the same way like I showed you earlier. We have made a platform on the sides, on right front of the barbecue, and we elevated the platform a little bit, like 5 inches. Put some grass, artificial grass over it, and this is gonna give us a true 90-degree angle on the corner. So what you have to do is find the stone that is closest to the 90-degree, and you can of course keep it on the corner a little bit and adjust it for your liking. So when you are putting it to the 90-degree, then you are almost square, almost parallel with on both sides of the corners. Make sure you have the 90-degree angle. If you have a quarter or a half-inch, 3/4 of an inch or joint all around, that's just not a problem. Okay, if you have the other corner and then you don't quite find a piece that is 90 degrees, you can cut, you can get the square and then find a point where you think it should be good. If there is a little bit of missing in the corner, that's not a problem, because you know you're gonna have to grout anyways, just as much as square as you need it to be, and basically just a little bit off. So you can cut this section off and this little section off, and then you're gonna have a fairly square piece for the corner. And the final, you're gonna have to tuck the mud on the edges, because if you are not gonna have you're gonna have too much air pocket behind and there is no mud underneath it, it might break if someone steps on it. real quick, I'm gonna show you how to mix your mud. Easy, M-type mortar mix, gray. The first step, always pour a quarter bucket of water in your bucket. So you pour the water in it, you pick up the mud, pour it in. You don't have to pour it all. You put it in both buckets. Probably I spent already, what, like 20 seconds. And then this is hopefully plugged in. Up and down, always up and down. So you are getting the mud, the dry mud and the water mixed rapidly. Up and down, like that. Look at that consistency. Already done. Okay, the next step. As you can see, we already laid all the stones. Everything is done. I pressure cleaned it a little bit. And the next step is you're gonna have to get a grab bag from Home Depot. It's good to have a scoop like this. You step on the end of your grab bag, and then you have M-type mortar mix mixed to a soupy consistency. You put a couple of scoops of mud into the bag, just like that. You don't have to fill it all the way up. Shake it up a little bit, and then on the top of the bucket, let the excess flow out. You can see I twisting this side, and this side of the end I'm twisting and then firmly pushing the other side. And then because this mud is a little bit soupy, all you have to do is just follow the lines of the joints. Always overfill it a little bit, and then you can cut it. You see nicely it oozes in inside the joint. If your grab bag gets a little fluffy, then all you have to do is twist it a little bit, and that's it. This is a very easy process because you're doing it from above. It's not like vertical or like on the walls. It's a much easier process on the floor. If you work outside on the hot sun, you're gonna have to wait with the grout because you're gonna just have to do by section. You're gonna fill it up, cut it off because it dries really quick on a hot sun. In mid-December, you can see that the mud is not drying as fast. Some areas are still soupy. Wait with those areas because otherwise it's gonna leave a haze on your stone. It's much easier to clean. You see, I smeared all the mud on the side of the stones, so it's better for me to wait just a couple of minutes and then or go to areas where the mud is a little bit stiffer, and then just clean the mud, clean the excess mud, and then we're gonna get a brush and then we're gonna brush this in. Alright, we have waited about 20 minutes, and then I inspected the mud, not too wet to the touch, so you can get the stiff brush. This is a stiff brush, and I put it on a stick, and then all you have to do now is still wet. You see, this is a still wet mud. You still have to wait more. After 25 minutes, still it smears on the side of the stone. This is not what you don't want. And then you can see all the brush marks in the joint. So you have to wait maybe 20 minutes more because it's still wet.
A few moments later.
Okay, so we came back, and by the touch, I think I can start brushing. As you can see, this is nice and easy. You just brush it off, no strokes, no marks. And then if you have a hole like this, all you have to do is just brush it inward. And then You go over every joint, and because the mud is not soupy, it's not gonna leave a haze. This is the secret of a clean grout. You don't need to go over with the acid wash and all that nonsense. You save a lot of time if the mud is the right consistency. Clean the stone and then basically brush it and tuck it inside the joints nicely. The last step was use a stiff brush. Do not use a sponge and no water, because then you are gonna leave a haze guaranteed. That's very important. The tip was with the mortar, it has to be a dry consistency, no wet mud, because then you are gonna smear the mud all over the stone. And then tomorrow I'm gonna pressure clean the haze off of it, and then every day after, when it dries, I'm gonna apply a paver sealant on the top of it, so it's gonna be ready for foot traffic. And this was the episode of how to install fieldstone on floors.